I honestly feel like I forgot how to do this. But hi! It's Tolkien with Friends, if you didn't figure that out already. Hello. If you are watching the YouTube version, you may notice that my background is very different. Callie, I think yours is about the same.
I am stable as a rock over here.
I will say that I think I notice, is that like a Middle-earth pillow, or is it a blanket?
Oh, it's my blanket, map blanket.
I love it.
Don't we all have one? We all have, like, multiple versions of the map everywhere in our homes, right?
Yes. I don't know if I have a blanket, though.
I mean, I'm sitting on one and staring at one right now. So.
Oh, you have one up like a tapestry?
Or not a blanket, but like a poster. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Have definitely gone through several versions of said poster. But, okay.
Corky, I can hear you.
Hear him? He's really sad. He's so sad.
What are you so sad about, Corky? Are you sad that season 2, or not season 2, but movie 2 of The Hobbit, our analysis is over, Corky? Is that what you're sad about, that we just finished?
You know what he's actually sad about is that we took too fucking long to release the Hobbit episodes. But there's a reason. They're not good reasons, really, but there are reasons for that. I mean, you be the judge. I can't tell you if they're good reasons or not. Okay, so let's see what happened during season 2. Oh my god. Do you still hear Corky? Whatever, we're gonna ignore him. Because he isn't really adding to the conversation. Let's be honest, you guys. So, we got through a big chunk while I was still in New York. And then we moved halfway through the season. We being me and my husband. Callie did not move.
I did not move. I did not go anywhere. I'm still up in Canada.
Yeah, she's hanging in, holding us down. And then, so we moved halfway across the country for the second time in our lives. And I think my headphones are dying. Whatever, we'll see how long they last. I can't find the other ones, because fun fact, we have since that move, not across the country, just to a different part of town, which is why my background is significantly different and not really, like, as fun right now. Hopefully it will be by the time, I don't know, soonish. So that was big move number 1. There was a strike happening, so we had all these episodes built up, did not release them out of solidarity and respect for those who that affected. And then by that time, I felt, so you're gonna learn this as we go through the next, I don't know how many episodes are left, but as you will see, I think we slowly lose our minds by trying to make sense of the Hobbit movies. I'm just gonna be honest, it was, okay, I will say, it was really fun recording. I did not want to go listen to them again.
Yeah, it just went off the rails, and I'm pretty sure I used that exact phrase several times during the recordings of the third movie, but we will get to that, everybody. We will get there.
Yeah, but they are recorded. May have lost one. So you may see a very strange disconnect by the last episode.
But we're pretty sure you know what happens.
Yeah, you get it. We're all friends here. And so then there was that. I just felt like they were haunting me and that I needed them done, but I didn't want to look at them. And then... and then I got pregnant. So I haven't wanted to do...
Is that a Corky? Come on, man! Was that supportive or was that plaintive?
Honestly, he has moved further away from me, so you interpret that how you will. So in February, right before I got pregnant, I was like, I'm doing this. I'm getting them out there. And I did a little. And then we went on our trip, and then I was like, well, that's enough Tolkien with friending for a minute. And then I immediately found out I was pregnant after that. So I technically was pregnant when we went to see the Two Towers concert. So then I was like, okay, still things. There's always reason not to do something. And then it was just like, well, I don't even know why, but I was like, what if we recruited some more help?
We can always use more help.
So that's where Tim, aka Varda Varda, aka your best musical Lord of the Rings friend, comes in.
He sure does. Hello.
Yay!
What's up?
Sometime over the year, Tim got really good at editing videos, and so he is,
Yeah.
you know, if you do something well, don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
So Tim is really good at editing videos, so we have recruited him to the mission.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that you may have, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but he's done the last, like, handful of episodes. Thank God. And so now we're trying to get these out, because we do want to keep, you know, the momentum going with Rings of Power coming out. I think that would be like, I don't know if that, especially if they're going to be doing these like multiple episode drops, I don't know if it would be like a full season even, but I would like us to just like get together and hang out and talk about those as they come out, because I think that would be fun and more motivating for me anyway. And it's one of those things where like, I think I've had kind of a weird relationship with the Rings of Power show, like,
I think we all have.
right? I mean, I've seen some people online that, like, again, not dissimilar from The Hobbit, where they just, like, love it, and they're so pumped, and it's one of those things where I'm, like, it's also, like, I'll just say, like, I had my issues with season 1, but also had a lot of fun with it at the same time. But I'm not gonna, like, revisit that per se before we get into season 2. I'm just gonna, like, take it for what it is and know that they're not just, you know, that they're just kind of taking the story where they will, and I'm interested to see how they do that.
Season 2 is a good place to start, too, because they're actually getting to stuff that is in the books. Whereas, like, they were trying to introduce original characters and make up stories that aren't told, like where is Sauron, where is Galadriel, during this time period in the early Second Age. So now we're actually getting to book narrative stuff. Like, by the end of season 2, at least my prediction of it, from what we've seen from trailers, we're going to be strictly in canon storylines. So you're actually going to be able to do Tolkien Were Friends adaptation comparisons to what we have in not only the appendices of The Lord of the Rings, but in the collective legendarium.
Yeah, so I think that that's really exciting. I think that there's been even, like, so Josh, my husband, if anybody forgot who that was,
Hi, Josh.
He's definitely been here before. But he has been very vocal about not liking season 1 at all. To me, not on the interwebs. But then when he saw Charlie Vickers as, for lack of a better word, Anatar, I don't know what they're actually going to call him in the show, but he was like, that is what I imagined when you told me what this is supposed to be like. And I was like,
okay.
Yeah, so
all right.
There's already some good things. I'm also like, I don't know, I had, you know, issues with the Sauron reveal, and, like, it just feels like the stranger is just obviously Gandalf, but a lot of people are holding out hope that there's blue wizards, and I'm kind of like, you know what? That's fine. You know, they don't have all the rights to everything. They're just kind of working with what they got, and, like, I totally understand the desire to want to draw more connections to those stories that people are so familiar with. And Rings of Power is kind of like straddling a line there. Overall, I think the trailers have been really good. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'll be a really fun way to, like, jump back into the swing of things and, you know, get the gang back together.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of the best part about the show, is that it's reviving all, like, current excitement for Lord of the Rings, right? Like, we get together and we don't have to talk about movies that came out, like, so many years ago.
Right.
But we could talk about what's happening now and, like, have new opinions and new content and stuff, so that's...
Yeah, I have seen, like, even, like, I don't know, I feel like I just started using Threads on the regular, and there's been a lot of positivity for the show over there, which really makes me feel excited. You know, like, seeing it's like a new wave of people that maybe missed all of the ridiculousness and nonsense that happened in the promotion for season 1, and then they're just kind of like, oh, this is actually really cool. So that's really, really refreshing to see, and I'm excited for this to bring in a new wave of perspectives, like, once again.
I'm excited for the creatures.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
They're just giving us everything. They're just giving it all to us, and I love it.
Yeah.
This season is chock full of goodies. Deep cuts, goodies, things we didn't get in the movies, things everyone's wanted to see. Like our boy, Tom Bombadil.
Oh.
And our ladies.
I know.
The Entwives. That was my tree impression, by the way. That was my Entwife.
I see it. I feel it.
Fimberthel, is that you?
And also, with, like, Bear McCreary releasing that track list with River Daughter thrown in there, I'm like, okay.
Oh man, that song is so good. Old Tom Bombadil.
Yeah. I know. You can't, and that's the other thing, is that, like, in keeping with tradition, the music slaps.
Yeah, so, like, Bear had big shoes to fill, like, with Howard Shore having done the movie soundtracks and them being so massively iconic and just integral to the story, really. I think Bear has really taken up the torch, and I think he is doing it justice. He's doing well.
Truly, especially how ubiquitous Howard Shore is with Lord of the Rings. For him to make the theme song for the show, but everyone talks about Bear songs. They're not talking about Howard Shore's intro music.
Yeah.
It's Khazad-dûm and Galadriel's theme and heading to the Undying Lands and the Sauron themes, and how I remember when they first released the album on Spotify, I listened to it like, ooh, maybe they're going to do this, maybe they're going to do this, and his inner workings of themes throughout, just trying to give away like things, to the point where before the last episode premiered, I was like, is somebody going to sing the Ring script? Is someone going to sing the poem? And lo and behold, Fiona Apple right at the end started singing.
Cool.
3 rings for the Elven Kings. It's like, oh, that's the melody. I couldn't think of it. I wanted to record something, but I couldn't come up with that.
He is so good, and I have been such a fan of his since, like, Battlestar days, you know, and he just really, he is one of those composers that, like, you know, I feel like he's really, I mean, I think he's done some games, but he's really stuck in, like, the TV kind of realm, and he has just, with the passion and, like, the dedication that you really feel it in, like, every show that he puts everything into it. And so it's really exciting to see him be part of Rings of Power. But yeah, I'm super excited for anything that he does. I think the cast slaps. It's just interesting to see, like, where they take the story. I'm down for whatever. So I think that you're going to keep getting Hobbit episodes until now that we're nearing the release of the end. I mean, I feel like we've been done with it in a way.
And he's been over it for a very long time.
He's been over it, and he's so tired of it. It was just, I don't know. It was one of those things where, like, I really feel like I did my best to, like, separate book and movie, but at the same time we're doing comparisons, and the book goes so hard. Sometimes I was just like, okay, this is, I don't even know. It's whatever. They're not me. They're not for me, and that's fine. And you know what I do when I don't like something is I just move on. Not necessarily true for people that don't like Rings of Power. So that's their problem. But so I'm excited to do that and get the game back together, and then I think, I mean, I don't know, what does that get me up to, like, maternity leave? And then I have a baby. So, but the dream is to then do, like, the animated movies, which I think will be fun.
Good.
Yeah. I know Blue Orphan is already, like, get me on those episodes, and I was like, babe, of course, you don't have to question.
That's gonna be so nostalgic for so many people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think those will be fun, and I don't think that they will have to be, like, the dives that we've done previously, since we have covered, I mean, we've gone over every inch of those books. I don't know, it'll probably be a new iteration of how we do things. I may have a baby, I don't know.
It might not just be Corky crying in the background. There might be a chorus.
We're all cool with, like, crying in the background, right? Like, that's all good. Surely. I remember when it used to be, like, Corky on my end, and then Anna's dog, Cal, like, would just, like, start chiming in those early days. I think Calliope has said her piece a few times.
I think she's outside the door right now trying to contribute.
So, we include the whole family on this show.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So, I mean, you guys will get used to it. I think those were all the really big updates. I just felt like everyone deserved to hear from us in, like, contemporary times. Like, I feel like everything we're
just
doing
a little
was...
check-in with you.
Yeah.
And you can check in with us. Let us know what you've been up to over the year and how it's been for you, what you're working on these days. If you're looking forward to Rings of Power.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, we've still been, like, pretty active over on Instagram, getting more into threads. Twitter's kind of like... I still check it if you want to chat over there. I feel like IG is, like, really the place now for me, personally. If you want to DM or, like, comment on something. But, I don't know, anything else that you guys are looking forward to with the future of Tolkien with Friends, and now that we've updated everybody on where we're at?
You can find Tolkien Friends on all your favorite podcast platforms, but the YouTube channel, I'm going to be putting a little bit of extra work into not only the editing, but little bits you can find at the bottom, and the next episodes can be premiering. There's a question brought up about the ages of the dwarves in the Company of Thorn, and I just give you their ages and when they were born, and some comparisons, stuff like that. Going forward, can be a lot more of that. If you want a little bit of extra on top of what you get from the audio from the actual recording, you can find it there on the YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think the videos are gonna be a lot more dynamic and fun rather than just like sure, you love to see our facial expressions or whatever, but Tim is definitely making them
especially
a lot
since Callie is
more
like 95% facial expressions.
But you really have
just
to
so
check
bad
out...
for podcasting.
You really have to check out the YouTube just for that reason alone, but we're giving you an extra incentive by adding Tim's flair.
I'm just excited for everything. The hype of this season has just been so different than the last time. Like, the haters are there, but they're not the loudest part of it anymore.
Yeah.
I think people are accepting that this isn't going to be some sort of, like, one-for-one faithful adaptation or something. I think they're accepting now that it's a bit more than what you read in the book.
And it never really could be, right? Like,
no, of course
they're
not.
working with something that's so different from probably every adaptation we've ever seen, except for maybe, like, the video games, which I don't know if we'll ever get to.
Did your headphones die, Andie? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Let's just take over. So, ladies and gentlemen, Andie's headphones have died.
So she can't hear anything we're saying.
You do the sign-off.
Is that working? No.
You say goodbye to everyone.
You say bye? Okay.
I'm keeping this in, by the way.
What are you saying?
There's a chat function. There's a chat function that we could totally be using, but instead interpretive hand language is the way that we're...
Callie, why don't you just say bye? Because I can't hear what's happening anymore.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening to our little catch-up episode here. It was really nice to check in with everyone. And like I said earlier, please check in with us. We love to hear from you. That's what we're all about. We're looking forward to Rings of Power Season 2, which is coming out, like, so soon. Bit of a weird air times. They're going to be at 3 in the morning. Eastern time, and whatever time that is for you around the world, but we will certainly be catching up and talking about it, so keep in touch.
Bye, y'all.